Look up at the night sky. What do you see? A spattering of distant suns, a vast dark canvas. For millennia, we have stared into this cosmic ocean and asked a profound and persistent question. Are we alone? Is this small blue world the only place where life has taken hold? This question drives us. It fuels our curiosity. It pushes us to build incredible machines, to peer deeper into the void, to listen for the faintest whispers from across the interstellar gulf. The universe is immense, almost beyond our ability to comprehend, and in that immensity lies the tantalizing possibility that we are not a singular miracle, but part of a grander cosmic chorus. Imagine a star very different from our own sun. It is small, it is cool, it glows with a dim, reddish light, more like the embers of a dying fire than a brilliant yellow star. This is TRAPPIST-1. It's an ultra-cool dwarf star, located about 40 light-years from Earth in the constellation of Aquarius. In cosmic terms, that's just around the corner. This star is ancient and incredibly long-lived, meaning any planets around it have had billions of years for something interesting to happen. Around this faint red star orbits a remarkable family of planets. Not one, not two, but 7 of them. Their orbits are so compact that if you were standing on the surface of one of these worlds, the other planets in the system would appear in the sky, some as large as our moon, hanging like giant celestial lanterns. This incredible system was named after the telescope that found it, the Transiting Planets and Planetesimals Small Telescope, or TRAPPIST, in Chile. Astronomers found these planets using the transit method. They watched the star very carefully, looking for tiny, periodic dips in its brightness caused by a planet passing in front of the star from our point of view. So, among these 7 rocky siblings, why does TRAPPIST-1d stand out? It's all about location, location, location. TRAPPIST-1d orbits on the inner edge of the star's habitable zone. It receives a similar amount of energy from its dim star as Earth receives from our sun. If it has an atmosphere, and if that atmosphere has the right composition and thickness, then the temperature on its surface could be just right for pools, lakes, or even oceans of liquid water. Because it orbits so close to its parent star, its year is incredibly short. TRAPPIST-1d completes a full revolution in just 4 Earth days. This close proximity also means the planet is likely tidally locked. A tidally locked world presents a fascinating and bizarre environment. The day side would be constantly baked by the star's light, while the night side would be frozen solid. Life, if it exists, might thrive in the twilight zone between these 2 extremes. Before the James Webb Space Telescope, everything we knew about TRAPPIST-1d was based on inference and models. But the biggest unknown was its atmosphere. Does it even have one? Answering this question was the crucial next step, and it was a task perfectly suited for our new eye on the cosmos. To study the air of a world 40 light-years away, you need a very special kind of telescope. You need the James Webb Space Telescope. Its primary mirror is a work of art. It uses a massive 5-layer sunshield, the size of a tennis court, to keep its optics and detectors at an incredibly cold temperature, colder than any freezer on Earth. So, how does this magnificent machine taste the atmosphere of a planet like TRAPPIST-1d? It uses a technique called transmission spectroscopy. It waits for the perfect moment when the planet passes in front of its star. As the starlight filters through the very edge of the planet's atmosphere, some of that light is absorbed by the gases present in the air. Different gases absorb light at very specific infrared wavelengths. It is these missing colors that act as a chemical barcode, telling us exactly what the atmosphere is made of. With its golden eye trained on the TRAPPIST-1 system, the James Webb Space Telescope waited patiently. Scientists around the world held their breath. What would it find? The results were both surprising and deeply intriguing. The first major finding was what Webb didn't see. The telescope found no evidence of a thick, hydrogen-dominated atmosphere. The data also showed no strong signs of a dense carbon dioxide atmosphere, like the one that suffocates Venus. This is good news for the prospect of habitability. The most plausible interpretation of this flat spectrum is that TRAPPIST-1d may have no atmosphere at all. It could be a bare, airless rock, much like our own moon or the planet Mercury. However, another possibility remains. The planet could have a very thin atmosphere, or one composed of heavier gases like nitrogen or oxygen, which would produce much more subtle signals that Webb might detect with further, longer observations. Even if the surface is barren, we should not give up on the idea of life entirely. If TRAPPIST-1d has subsurface water, perhaps heated by geologic activity, it's conceivable that life could exist underground, protected from the harsh conditions on the surface. The investigation of TRAPPIST-1d marks the dawn of a new era in astronomy. For the first time in human history, we are no longer just counting planets or measuring their size. We are actively characterizing them. Future telescopes, both on the ground and in space, are already being designed. These next-generation observatories will be even more powerful, capable of searching for specific biosignatures, gases like oxygen and methane that could be a strong indicator of biological processes. We are systematically building the tools and the knowledge base needed to answer the question of whether life exists elsewhere. Each observation, whether it reveals a habitable world or a barren rock, refines our search and brings us closer to an answer. We live in a remarkable moment. The ancient question, "Are we alone?" has moved from the realm of philosophy into the domain of observational science. The universe is whispering its secrets, and for the first time we have built an ear sharp enough to listen.